Well, welcome back to ESA Cup Season 5. We're back in the bunker. I'm Uncooked Pasta. You saw me yesterday, but this time it's a familiar face to my right. It's Bozo Max. How are you doing, my friend?
I'm actually doing very well. It's Monday, new start of a week. You know how
Yeah.
Mondays are, but ESA at least it's going to make it a little bit better. So that's a very positive thing about today. So I'm very excited for today. It's going to be a big match. It's going to be Minions versus Molotov Gang, Germany, which is the top part of the bracket. We're now heading to the semifinals already, and basically on this moment, there's only 8 teams still left in the race. Like there's still the Black Panther match, where still the loser and the winner needs to be decided, which is actually happening today or maybe even as we speak, and that's something we will update you on. But yeah, technically there's only 8 teams remaining. So yeah, time is flying so fast.
Yeah, absolutely. Only a quarter of the teams still in the competition, still with a chance to take home some of that prize money because,
Mm-hmm.
like we said last time, it's only the top 3 that actually take any prize money home out of all the 32 teams in the tournament, which is it's a very small percentage. You need to be in that top flight. You need to prove that you can play against the best and be the best and beat the best to actually take home that money.
Mm-hmm.
So, like we said, it is going to be an upper bracket matchup, semi-final. The winner of this is secured to be in the top floor, top 4, very very close to those prize pool spots, Max.
Yeah, that's certainly something that can be said. Currently in the top
Actually,
bracket. Only
no. Whoever wins this is confirmed top 3. Sorry, so that is prize
uh,
pool.
is it so? I mean, you will end up in the upper bracket final. So
Yeah, and then
basically
if
from
you
that
go lower
moment.
bracket final and lose there, then you're third place.
Right.
So
Whoa, that's
whoever wins
actually
this is definitely confirmed. Whichever team wins this game, either
yeah.
Minions or Molotov Gang Germany,
Wow.
will be confirmed to at least be taking some of that prize pool home.
Oh, okay. And the same fate can be said for Entropy Gaming and Villains, which you will see on Wednesday. And
Yeah,
then
for
technically,
sure.
those teams will be fighting in the upper bracket final, for which one will be going to the ground final to be sure of at least the second spot. And the loser of that one will go to the lower brackets, where they will have another
Yeah.
chance in the lower bracket final, and potentially could even meet again in the grand final. So that's indeed a very interesting thing to point out. Well, as usual, we're actually doing a little Twitter poll, or like a prediction, where you viewers can actually vote on what you're expecting for the match.
Oh.
The statistics are appearing just right below, right here. And it's actually a 56% for Minions versus a 44% for Molotov Gang Germany. I
Yeah.
mean,
Minions. I mean, it's been said by quite a
mhm.
few people, are the team that people expect to win the league this year. There's a lot of pressure riding on that, and it's honestly a closer poll than I would have expected. A lot of people
Somewhat, yeah.
saying that Minions are probably gonna win.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe you see them have that 70%, but who knows? This game could be very, very close, Max.
This could indeed be a very close match. Like you said, also Minions currently, like one of the reasons that they're the favorites of so many, they haven't lost a single match so far. So
Yeah,
basically in the groups, they won every single match, which is a total of 7. And now here in the upper bracket, they've won 2 matches. Oh no, 1 match, I think.
yeah.
They've won 1 match,
But
right?
they
Yeah, 1
haven't dropped a
match.
map either, which is
Yeah.
another thing.
Wow, that's indeed one thing to say. Like, yeah, they won 2-0 against Tracker Clan, which brings them here against Molotov Gang Germany. Molotov Gang
Yeah.
Germany, also a very good team. Out of the 2 Molotov Gang teams, maybe the better one. I mean, it's hard to.
MVG UK is
It's
in
great as well.
the lower bracket, so
True. Yeah.
maybe there's something there.
Yeah.
But who knows?
Yeah. So yeah, before we can head into this match, of course, there is the map bans because we're starting a little bit later today due to a little delay that we had here. I already pre-filled the map bans, so you can actually already see it. So Villa was banned, Border was banned, Skyscraper and Team Park, leaving us with the first picks. The first pick came from Minions, even though it's a Chalet, a second map. It is actually going to be Chalet first, and then Clubhouse.
Yeah. So the first pick was Molotov Gang, right?
No, it's Minions. Minions. Sorry, you're right. Excuse me. It was Molotov Gang Germany, indeed. You're right. They picked Chalet, then Clubhouse was picked by Minions, after which Bank and Cafe were banned, leaving Oregon as the final decider map. So first we'll head to Chalet, Minions in the attack, Molotov Gang Germany on the defense, and for the second map, also the sides flip, where it will be Minions on the defense and Molotov Gang Germany on the attack.
What a riveting map pool. honestly.
Yeah, these are basically the most basic maps I can think of. Like, what else could have been here? Maybe Cafe Dostoevsky could also be considered very
Surprised
basic.
there's no Villa, to be honest.
Yes.
That's like, yeah.
Yeah, Villa's also one that
It's
could
just
have
like
been
that
there.
meme, just daring today, aren't we?
Yeah, because I mean, Villa, if we even look
Uh,
at the statistics, Villa currently on a pick rate of a total of
Same
23,
as,
which is the same as Chalet, actually. Yeah, those two
well,
are basically just going up and down.
yeah. If you
Uh,
include this match, though, Chalet just pips it because these maps aren't included in that statistic just yet. So
mhm.
Chalet, once again, being the most played map in the league, or most picked map in the league, sorry. Whoopee!
Yes, and actually, I think both teams and players are actually ready. Let me just double check the last things here before we can start. Just making sure that we're good to go. I mean, all players are here. All players are in handscam. So yes, we're actually good to go. So yeah, we're going now to Chalet, the first map for today. Honestly, I find it hard to say which team is going to be the stronger one here. Like we said, Minions just has this really good impression. They are
Yeah.
a new team. I mean, new to us. Of course, this is the first season that ESA has opened up towards cross-platform, as that's a new thing. So this is the first time Xbox players were allowed into the competition or even able to join the competition. And this is a full
sure.
Xbox team. So, oh boy, how would it be such a good way for them to actually enter the competitive console scene where most teams always have
Yeah.
on PlayStation? Like, it would be such a good way for them to actually come around and say hi.
Yeah, absolutely.
So let's just jump into this map for today. The first one, Chalet, and then we can see how this will go for the two teams.
Yeah, off to the French Alps as we get our woolly hats on, get our scarves, maybe even some boots, because it's, I don't know about you today, Max, but it's certainly been a cold day over here in Britain, so expecting it to be quite cold over in the Chalet as well. But
yeah, here it hasn't been too cold. Like, mostly just lots of rain.
Yeah.
Like, basically since yesterday evening, yesterday afternoon, it has been like constantly raining since
it has been a lot of rain.
Yeah, maybe like till noon or so here. After that, finally got a bit sunny, but still the cold is of course still there after all the rain. So it takes some time to warm up again.
Yeah, just imagine what it would be like in the Alps. Pretty cold.
Yeah, that would be
maybe even snow.
Maybe
even snowing.
It could technically be still snowing. It's only April.
That's true.
Yeah. Enough about the weather forecast. Of course, you're not watching the news. You're not watching the weather forecast.
The weather forecast for the map, though, because it's in the Alps. I was trying to link it, but it didn't really work. Anyway, Flores and Nock being taken off the board again. Very, very standard. There's nothing. We're not necessarily going to see too much crazy stuff. I don't think that at this stage teams are going to want to like risk that. So there just seems to be, they're just probably going to be more innovation in the strats played, less about the surrounding circumstances, like the operator veto, like the map veto.
Sorry, I was quickly distracted by one of the last things I actually needed to sort for the stream. But sorry, go ahead.
I was just saying that. Oh, there we go. Never mind. Capcan taken off the board. Makes a lot of sense. We often see a lot of Capcan kills, and maybe Chalet can take a bit of time to clear. It's not necessarily the biggest map, but that means that the defensive positions off site are so strong. It does take a while to clear them, and in those final few moments, especially if you get down to like 30 seconds left on the clock or whatever, it does become a bit of a scramble. You might not necessarily notice those EDD traps on the doorways or on the windows, and yeah, it can be very, very lethal, especially near the end of the round. So MPG just going to take that out straight away. Don't want any part of that.
Yeah, that's actually something that we have seen quite a lot in the past weeks or so, like the past matches. So many picks of Capcan and Frost, and being so effective. Yeah. So many times people walking into Frost traps or dying of Capcan traps, or at least taking lots of damage from them. They're just so incredibly effective. Capcan, of course, being banned, leaving still the Frost, not being picked yet, but I'm pretty convinced that we will see her later on during this match. It's a commonly picked operator on the map like Chalet.
Attackers are heading out to
yeah, absolutely. Kind of where she kind of came back into the meta. I know this is about a year or two ago, but yeah, especially thinking about defending on this very bomb site bar gaming, looking towards the library, can be very, very powerful. So yeah, like you say, not picked yet, but certainly it would be a surprise to go an entire defensive half without seeing that little icon on our screen.
Yeah, most likely we'll eventually see it coming, and for now it's just like one round that the attackers don't need to worry about any of that. No trap operators to deal with. But of course, all those other operators can be quite a big deal to deal with. Of course, it's Muzzy, making it a bit more difficult for you to turn around, but then also various players with C4s in hand. The mirror already using this for apparently even. But there's big things that the attackers will need to worry about and to be very careful with.
I think it's pre-placed actually, because if
Could
you
be.
look at the top of the screen, there's no X's over the C4s on the overlay. So assuming that that's not broken, okay.
Indeed. Yeah, well, that's the first one going.
There you go. Yannick finds the first pick, taking out the Thatcher of all operators. Certainly an impactful one to take away early on. That's Alex Nordy being taken off of the board, and Zello tries to go for a swing, nearly gets punished for it, and now needs to be aware of the pressure coming over from that fluke double window over across the other side. But it's actually Eli that runs in and finds the pick. Viana now has control of mezzanine as the Axel finds another from that big window position, I believe. So very quickly this has come through, but Yannick finds a second in the round of the C4, taking out Bev. But things go from bad to worse for Molotov, as Brisk finds Screzzy, making it a 2 versus 2 now as Liaxel finds himself down. Just some gunfights missed and whiffed as Wizard finally collects onto that Dokkaebi. Eli should be able to collect and pick back up Liaxel, make it a 2 versus 2. But the HP advantage would certainly be in the hands of the defenders as the timer continues to tick down. Just gets a lot more difficult as there's a triple for Yannick here, completely decimating the attack, and Wizard collects another for the round to be closed out. MVG, the very successful defense to start things off.
Yeah, MVG taking that first round, like I always like to say, the first round can be a very important one, as it sometimes does set the tone for like how this match could potentially go. It's also like a nice way to welcome your enemy, like, hey, we're MVG, we're gonna actually do our best, we're gonna potentially even beat you. And even though just don't mind what the community was saying, that most votes actually went to minions, we just stand a very good chance, and we're going to do our absolute best, and just better be ready for it. So MPG winning that first round, which is of course a great start for them on the defense, even though the side was picked by minions, right? Yeah. That's at least a good thing. So yeah, for the second round, we're now heading towards the kitchen dining bomb side. It's one of the lesser picked ones on this map, but towards the last match that we've seen on this map, we do tend to see it a bit more often compared to that we used to see it in the previous months or so. We used to see the basement quite a lot, and I do believe that the basement is being picked quite a lot less.
Personally, I think that the top floor is actually the worst bomb site to defend on the map. It's just teams kind of pick it just for that sort of familiarity aspect. Obviously, we saw, I think it was yesterday, what team was it? Whichever team lost yesterday.
The Tracker, I believe.
Yeah, Tracker Clan. They played on the top floor 4 times and lost it all 4 of those.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, it just got to the point where they had to try and find something new, and they actually did win a defense, only one, and it came on the basement.
Okay.
So yeah, personally, the top floor is my least favorite of the ones. I really like kitchen just because you can play around that vertical, like you see with the strong points from Barn Gaming. As I say that though, there's just 2 picks on the middle floor, taking out Zello and Yannick, and well, it's certainly going to be difficult to hold the bomb site if everyone dies on the row.
Yeah, and that's exactly what's happening. Another one goes down, Wizard, and even Screzzy going down as well, leaving Butcho all alone in this 1 versus 5 or 5 versus 1 situation. Throws up the C4, but there's no one there yet to connect with it. So unfortunately, that C4 goes wasted. A 1 versus 5 situation is still 1 minute and 40 seconds. The clock is going to be extremely difficult. And in the end, it's Elazard with the final kill, winning the round flawlessly for the attacking team, which is Minions, putting the score on 1-1, which is the score.
So, obviously, I said kitchen is a strong bomb site, and it is. However, to be able to defend it properly, you you can't just have one player defending the site all by themselves with everyone else dead. I feel like that's not necessarily a reflection on this bomb site as much as it is just the gunfights did not go the way of MVG that round. You had people dying all over the map all at once. It wasn't really... You kind of just had everyone playing in isolated positions, weren't really able to sort of help each other out, take some double swings or, try and get that trade. They were in very isolated positions. And that's why we saw Minions kind of just be able to steamroll the flawless round, because there's just not really an opportunity to get that pick. And as soon as it comes down to Botcho in the 1 versus 5, like, yeah, they might be able to find one kill, but that realistically should be it. And they didn't even find the first, which... I'm not going to put any blame on Botcho for that. They're only 1 versus 5. They were doing their job. Anchoring down on the bomb site. It's up to the roamers to not all die.
Yeah, of course, that's one very important thing. Like, if your roamers just die that easily, that early on, there's not much value to them, especially if they don't pick off anyone. So, yeah, but with the second attempt, hopefully things will go a bit better here for MVG. I can imagine they have learned from their mistakes from the past rounds, and they will be able to just do things a little bit better. But it's really up to them for this round, so we'll see how things go. Attackers are working their way from the south, is mostly here from Library, just finding the first lane, looking for the first bit of information, trying to find those first defenders lurking around. As we see, most defenders are currently playing in either piano or in office, with even Butcher also staying behind there towards the bathroom for where they can play pretty well together. They have some pretty good options here to go for some refrags if need be, and also to cover different possible angles where the attackers can come from.
Yeah, some early aggression from Wizard just to try and defend this top floor area a bit more. I had a feeling they were just over-aggressing slightly, but just dips back, plays it smart, plays it safe, as well. We can start to see the breach starting to be looked towards by the attack. You've got the Talonite shields being placed inside a fireplace and on mezzanine, as now the exothermic charges start to come through. First on this top floor, get that top floor control, and then it will be down onto the ground floor, get the way onto site as Wizard gets downed, I think, by the exothermic, just standing a bit too close to that. The C4, oh no, it catches and the team kill for it. That's not what you want. It's falling apart for MVG. Zello finds one, but traded back by Eli. And now they're in man disadvantage. Just have to dip back to site, abandon the top floor. You've still got Bocho upstairs. And 2 players on the bomb site. Yannick and Screzzy have to try and hold the fort down. It's a vertical being pressured. Bocho is in a tricky spot though. He has to try and either clear risk, or I don't even know what can be done in this situation.
Well, there's one thing, like, once he is in this position, he's still quite safe. Like, as long as he doesn't move further to the western side or in front of him, he is still safe. So he can actually watch the breach from above. But as his team is falling apart on the bomb site itself, he must now fall back. He's still playing on top. Can't just wait for someone to enter, but as he unfortunately misses that person, that's his best chance just being gone. And what's also playing here on top, he's just constantly watching the Jaeger, knows exactly what the Jaeger's playing, getting a very good chance to go for the IQ for the defense. But in the end, Alizard with a nade from below, taking out the Jaeger, winning another round from Minions there, putting the score on 2-1.
Well,
so yeah, in the end,
it didn't go well.
No, it didn't go well. I would say it did go a little better for MVG Germany.
Yeah, they got picks.
It wasn't good enough. Like, the C4 from below was just a pure, like, super unfortunate. Can't say much about that.
Yeah, that's unlucky. You just gotta... Once you have like the lineup for it, it's nice. That's possibly even a double kill if that goes through, but it just catches on the reinforcement. Then the team kill comes through as well, and it's unfortunate. But yeah, that kind of started to unravel things, and then you just have players walking into line of sights where they possibly weren't aware that either the breach had been opened on that side. I'm not entirely too sure, but it feels like they should have possibly been aware that they could get shot from that main breach area. And nevertheless, that's now a second round on the board for Minions. So back to Bar Gaming, where we saw that first round success from Molotov Gang. It's going to be able to see like what do Minions change up here. Obviously, they had an unfortunate opening pick with Alex Nordy on the Thatcher being taken down by, I think, a run out of Yannick over by West Main, and he's indeed floating around that situation, or floating around that area again is the Mozzie. just possibly going to try and find a very similar pick, and indeed just still down on that window. This time, though, it's actually Wizard who takes down Eli first. That's the top frag gone. 7 kills to 2 deaths is still an impressive scoreline. So the Axel finds one back. So equal player count, but still a good start for MVG. You take away some of that intel, you take away those nades, and you take away Eli, who's been doing very, very well.
It's indeed a good start. It did lose over Maya, however, but does recharge and get more utility over time. So that's also a bit of an unfortunate one, but it could indeed be a good trade here. Meanwhile, the round will be going on. It's 2 minutes still on the clock, so only 1 minute expired so far. Attackers are putting a lot of pressure on Library, which is one of the focus areas they want to try to put the first bit of control on. And it's actually mostly just coming from the southwestern side. There's no one else trying to go from, let's say, the yellow area or the bathroom to try to approach the building from there. They're just going straight to the area they want to clear right above the bomb site, which can be very tricky as long as there's many defenders still playing there.
Yeah, Alex Nordy, though, is still playing around this position on the on that blue window, and they spotted the player through the drone hole, but Blame just can't find the shots in time. So Bocho is going to be able just to dip back. The Overwatch still coming through from that window, so have to be very careful playing in that connector position, though, as shots start to ring out elsewhere. The Axel is still being wary of this jump in. They know the vertical holes are there. Minions are aware of this defensive position, and it's just not working out. As I say that, though, the Axel just runs in with another double, makes it 3 on the round, finally shut out by Bocho's C4. Does need to be aware because Brisk has jumped in, and now it's just Wizard left alone. 1 versus 3, sole survivor for MVG, and Minions, they allowed that first round to go through, but it has just been a complete steamroll from there. Has to find 3 picks. 30 seconds, still plenty of time for the attack as Wizard goes hunting upstairs. Can't even find first. That's Bev to shut it down, and Minions 3 rounds to 1 now, Max.
And it's that 3 rounds to 1. Currently, Minions being in a very good position for this first map of today, starting on the attack, which they did pick themselves. So the attack is going very well for them. It was a good decision so far. And with still 2 rounds remaining, they could potentially turn this even further in the advantage. Same time, MVG could also work things around, bring things back to an equal 3 versus 3, something that we have seen so much in the past matches, so many times, just like the first split going to a 3-3 score.
Attackers need to locate and
Just
defuse
only time
bomb.
will tell for now. They will just be going back to the same bomb site, one that they have already played 2 times before, plus once, 1-on-1s. Yeah, well, one time it went really well, the other one time it didn't go well at all. This could be another chance to just work things out a little bit better, improve a little bit, get those opening picks, don't get opening picks too early, or don't lose lives early on, as we have been seeing happening quite a lot with MVG, and then hopefully they can be a bit more successful here.
Yeah, fingers crossed, because this is the only site they've found success, and they're going to want to continue that. They do have a Frost coming through now, but...
Ooh.
5 seconds to insertion.
That's actually interesting how how Minions didn't even attempt to come from the northern side of the map, which is actually very common. Like, usually you see people enter from this side of the map, where it's just a very safe area usually to come from. In a relatively fast time, like very relatively short time, you can actually easily clear a top floor and work your way all the way towards the library hallway and the upper fireplace area. It's something that for some reason Minions doesn't decide to do. Totally fine. I mean, in some ways, it can actually work in the advantage of the defenders if they don't clear it, because defenders can play that more safely. But at the same time, if they just don't even bother with it, it does provide a lot of time saving for the attacking team.
I'm confused about that C4 that came through from Bocho. It just... There wasn't even a player there, and all it did was just destroy the Frost map. And the drone.
Yes.
And the drone. Like, you don't need to use a C4 on a drone. I feel like maybe just a little bit of wires crossed, a little bit of miscommunication from the side of MVG. This is where maybe that pressure is starting to build as Yannick gets taken down by Brisk. That's your other C4. Actually, no, Yannick's on the Frost. For a second, I forgot he's not on the Mozzie. Screzzy, though, with a brilliant trade. As Alex finds one back and Squazzy tries to aggress but has to prone. SMG-12 doesn't come out in time. Eli collects on Wizard as well. And now it's just Bocho left in 1 versus 4 here. Half the round left to play for Minions to try and close this one down, and they don't even need it. Eli from Fireplace shuts things down and is now definitely on the double-digit scoreline. We've only just played round 5 now, Max. Just absolutely tearing through Molotov Gang.
Yeah, things are certainly not going the way of Molotov Gang so far. Yes, they are playing on the defense. Maybe that's not their thing, even though they should be fine on map like Chalet. At least be able to get 2 or 3 rounds out of it.
Yeah.
But so far, it's not
2
really
is a
working.
minimum,
Sorry?
personally.
Yeah,
I feel
2.
like two is the minimum.
Yes, 2 will be an absolute minimum indeed. 1 wouldn't be great. 3 would, of course, be even better. But the maximum they can still do right now is 2 from this moment. They will be going to a bomb site that is a bit more familiar, of course. We do see this one quite often, and we haven't seen it so far, actually. It's Office and Master Bedroom. It's a very popular bomb site. Like you say, you think it's think of it as one of the worst bomb sites, but at the same time, it is very popular, especially like when you play ranked or so. You do almost every single time see the bomb site as the first one to be picked, and then second will be the basement. The basement we also didn't see yet at all. But it's good to at least see another bomb site as 4 in total, where 4 defensives were lost and only 1 was won on the bar, which is just lost twice in a row.
Wow. I guess also as well, I feel like my opinions on the bomb sites are going to be heavily influenced by the fact that I'm primarily cast and play on the PC side of Rainbow Six Siege. So obviously there are going to be things that are slightly different, and I guess this map, the site selection, while usually pretty similar, is just a lot more different when it comes to Chalet. Every other map seems to be pretty similar. And this is a very early entry, actually, from the Axel on those stairs. Being watched from above, though, and Zello finds Bev. Eli does get the trade, immediately answers back, and Squazzy's now caught in a very difficult position. Brisk finds another as well. There's a lovely trade from Yannick, actually, upstairs, taking out Liaxel from that vertical angle, as now Brisk starts to go hunting for this Thunderbird downstairs as well. Shots run through, ring out down stairs, but not going to find any purchase as the C4 ripped, tossed out, but just not quite there for it. Squazzy's allowed to cross, actually. Doesn't find the shots onto that player, upside down rappel, and now in a very difficult position. Brisk downstairs, still having to deal with that vertical. Yannick just causing an absolute nuisance on these floor angles. Half the round now gone. We're in a 3 versus 3.
Yeah, this time MVG is doing very well, especially in terms of wasting time in the attacking side. However, Elazar with a kill, Yannick just opening another opportunity here for Team Minions, who's now playing in a 3 versus 2 situation. Buncho currently playing towards piano, where Scressy is still playing here in the closet in Master Bedroom. A good position to play in, but as he gets found by Elazar, he gets taken out. It's just all coming down to the Valkyrie playing in this 3 versus 1 situation. Still 1 minute on the clock, which is a lot of time for the attacking team to work with. And as Buncho gets spotted and gets taken out, it's another round for Minions. Almost a flawless health as they got 5 points out of 6. So therefore the score is now 5-1.
Well, that was a good round from Eli. 4 kills, I think, bringing them up to 14 overall, and that's just in the first half here, Max. So we could see an absolutely immense speed run from Minions here. They already have 5 rounds on the attack. They can go to the defense, where they can afford to play it a little bit slower. I don't think that will happen. However, I reckon, I've seen Minions play quite a lot. They don't necessarily seem like a team that will be planning on defending slow. They will be taking the fights to the attackers of MVG. Hopefully, though, Molotov Gang can actually play into that, get that read, and they might be able to put up a better performance. However, only 1 round. I think that's really worrisome, because even if the defense only have 1 good bomb site, they can afford to play that twice. They can get 2 rounds, and at that point, it's a 7-3. And yeah, you just have to move on. And let's not forget, this is MVG's map pick here. So Minions already being 5-1 up is a very worrying sign.
Yeah, another
Is the
worrying.
Axel AFK?
Yeah, like another worrying thing to see is actually indeed the alibi being AFK. Some attackers might potentially suspect her to be an actual alibi hologram and ignore her, but I do think the chances once that window opens up or a drone comes hopping in, I don't think the alibi will be able to live there very long. But so far things are going well in the advantage of the alibi. Attackers are clearing from the what is it again? The eastern side, or southern side of the map, northern side, excuse me, northern side of the map. Like I was expecting minions to do a little bit more, but the society completely ignores. But in MVG clearly focusing on this side as well. Alex Nordy, however, getting the first kill on Wizard. That's the first attacker losing the life on the side of MVG, and also Yanni getting a bit of trouble as Bamf is playing there. But I think there was also Frost playing this area. Yeah, this is Frost playing here. Gets another kill on Cello. Cello with a kill on Bamf before.
Eli.
And Elazar also with a kill on Scrazzy. Just leaving Poncho all alone. Gets one kill on Blame. But I don't think we can blame him for that one. It was just a very greedy runouts, but it's still free attackers, free defenders remaining. And I do think the chances there for minions are still very good up to this moment.
Well, here's what I was talking about, where you have just the very aggressive defensive style from minions. I think only half of the round had actually gone by, and while it's all over, Eli finding a bunch of frags yet again. And yeah, for the 66%, if we look at the Twitch prediction at least, 5 people voted for minions, but the overwhelming majority of the channel points were actually on MVG. And
I mean,
well, 6-1 down on their own map pick certainly is not a good look for the German side. Minions just running absolutely wild. Eli's on 16 kills. Possibility to reach 20 kills in the map, even if it stops at a 7-1, which is absolutely ridiculous.
That will be impressive indeed.
Like, what would the KPR even be on that? It would be 20
almost 3.
Like, yeah, maybe 3 kills per round.
Yeah, 21 would be 3 kills per round, then yeah.
Well, 24 would be, because it's 8 rounds, 7-1.
Right, sorry, yeah, you're right.
5 seconds left before insertion.
Either way, I mean, that's still ridiculous.
It is. It certainly is. And just imagine if this map would go to overtime somehow. Just imagine how many kills could be turned, how many kills he could
turn. I mean, even if it's like a
into.
7-4, honestly, like, that's going to be ridiculous. I kind of want to see that now, but the way it's going, I don't necessarily know if it will get that far, Max. I don't know about you, but minions just feel very they're feeling it. They're absolutely geared up, turned on, just ready for this match.
Yeah, Minions doing very well. They were just clearly prepared very well for this match, which is we can certainly say about MVG Germany. It could be over very soon for them, but things are starting out well for MVG as Cello gets the first kill there on Alex. That's the mutes taken off the board. One less player to be worrying about, but still, we have seen this one before. MVG getting the opening kill, but still losing the advantage that they just have achieved. So things are not over yet. They're not even safe. There's no reason to chill. And there it is. The alibi getting killed on Wizard. It's back to a 4 versus 4. Also, Cello getting a bit of trouble. Very worrying right now.
Yeah, more kills come through. It's actually Screzzy to find one, but Leaxel finds a double in the round, taking out that Yana. And it's just going from bad to worse. It's a mudslide at the minute for MVG as kills keep raining in for minions. Bev not quite able to find the kill onto player on the main stairs, but can't even finish the confirmation. Can Yannick, because the Axel takes him down. Bocho does find that roaming alibi, and now Eli has to rotate back to Bev just to pick them up, make sure that they're not stuck in a 1 versus 1. Actually decides to abandon it, and this could be very, very dangerous as Bocho's now going for the plant. I'm not entirely sure what's happening downstairs, but that is going to be the diffuser down. Eli, what is going on here, buddy?
Yeah, you would expect.
Hey, there we go. Bev's back up. Okay, so the diffuser down now. 2 versus 1. Still good position for Bocho to be able to clutch this one out. Obviously, as the timer continues to tick down, it's just they need to get onto that diffuser and quickly. At this point, still just clearing angles upstairs. They've only got about 10 seconds to jump on it because of that 7-second diffuse time. Eli knows where that player is, shoots the Claymore as they're going to go for a double swing. Bocho finds one, not the second, but there's no time.
The diffuser.
MVD continue their run here on this map. L painted on the wall, and L given over in this round to Minions. It's now 6-2.
Yeah, I'm not
Like
entirely.
seven-
I'm not entirely sure what was going on in the heads of the Minion players. I mean,
I don't know what was going on downstairs. It took,
yeah,
it took like
just
20 seconds to revive Bev.
like you would really like want to just close this map as soon as possible. There's like no moment to start trolling because I think this was clearly trolling. I'm actually receiving a message in the game chats, in the match chats, and apparently the Minions players are very much aware of the Alistar kill streak of a kill count of 17, and apparently by like losing rounds like this, they're hoping to make the number go even higher. I'm not very sure whether I'm supporting that idea.
Sorry,
but I guess it's not in the rules, so
I
they're
didn't
free
hear
to do
what you
so.
said.
Sorry?
What did you say? I didn't hear what you said.
So the players apparently trying to lose rounds so they can get more kills
10 seconds to
to
insertion.
boost their stats.
I mean,
5 seconds
Sure.
to insertion.
I mean,
Yeah,
if it ends up backfiring, then it ends up backfiring, you know?
What will we get in? I haven't seen any meme from ESA for so long, actually. Towards the start of the season, there was like so many memes coming out. I kind of miss those.
So many what?
Memes.
Oh. Yeah.
Like towards the beginning of the season, so many memes were brought out on Twitter. Like right after a match finish or so. It'll be fun to see those again.
Yeah, the uncooked cast was one of those.
Yeah, that's certainly one of
Unbelievable.
them. That's certainly one of them.
And for those of you at home that don't have access to our production chat, everyone's taken a bit of an affinity to not calling me uncooked pasta, but instead calling me raw rice, which I don't know how to feel about. But there you go. It feels like bullying at this point.
Yeah, as long as you keep influencing matches, or at least like making it seem like they're cursed, then I think you'll keep hearing those. Meanwhile, the round has been going on. Yannick getting the first kill on Alex, and Bev getting a kill on Yannick, so it's just going either way. Both teams lose one. As Wizard gets another one on Bev. That's the second member on Team Minions being taken off, which is a good team for MVG. Potentially, they will be winning another round and will be turning things into 6-3, but then they need to maintain the advantage that they currently have. We have seen them lose the advantage previous times as well, so we need to be very careful and be very careful with what they have achieved.
Yeah, the round timer continues to tick away though, as Eli's got a very long angle here onto those solar stairs, just making sure that they can try and cut off those rotations up the stairs, making sure they can completely cut off access to this top floor. But it's actually Zello who finds that pick, making it a 2 versus 4 now. Minions in a very difficult spot. Liaxel gets pre-fired by Zello, and now it's just Brisk left in the 1 versus 4. The 9x19 is good, especially with this 2-time scope, but just not going to be good enough as Wizard shuts it down. And that one didn't even feel like a throw. It felt like MVG started to find that momentum, started to find those picks, and well, it just works out very, very well. Those gunfights just did not go the way of Minions at all.
No, this round was very much indeed a legit round compared to like just like the first round that we saw coming from MVG.
Yeah, for sure.
So this brings them to a 6-3 score, still double the amount of points on the side of Minions. So Minions is still fairly safe. You just need to win one of the upcoming 3 rounds to work this map in their advantage. And I think they're very much able to do so. But MVG just winning 2 rounds in a row, that does worry me a little bit, as they now do have some of the momentum going, and it could really much boost them to keep performing very well as it just did in the previous round.
Yeah.
Ooh. Did Alex just reinforce on the wrong side of the wall, by any chance?
Oh, maybe.
Yeah, I was like seeing the
That's
mirror that stand on
unlucky.
the other side. I think there was like some communication happening between the two. Of course, you want to place
Yeah.
the reinforcement on the side where you want to place the mirror window,
10
but you can
seconds
only
to
place it
insertion.
on the metal side and not on the let's say wooden side of the wall.
5 seconds left.
Yeah.
It could be a bit unfortunate there.
Attackers
And
are
now the question becomes, where do you put that other window?
Yeah, I mean,
Oh,
you
they're
could
putting it
definitely.
on Killbox. They're putting it on Killbox. Oh no, okay. For a second, it looked like, yeah, okay, they are putting it on Killbox. Just to look towards that fluke double window, which makes a lot of sense.
Yep.
More rotations being opened up as well. They've got a very fluid, very free top floor hold. It's going to make it a lot easier to rotate around to evade being killed. But that's a very interesting opening engagement. Yannick just being caught out on the hatch, but still able to find kill onto Alex, who not having the best games here, 3 and 5, as it seems to be just Eli stealing the show here, who does find one. Liaxel as well. Liaxel could get caught out by the Amaru here, and indeed does. That's going to be flashbangs coming through. C4's winging out as well, as Eli finds that swing. Now, 3 versus 2 minions in this advantage. Eli back in the game. 19 picks, only 1 away from that target of 20 that minions were hoping for. And the pre-fire nearly finds Wizard 2, but no, gets shut down. In a 2 versus 2 now.
Reloading.
Things maybe just in this halfway mark gonna take a little bit of a breather, but not for long as Wizard starts to peek round in towards this top library stairs position in towards blue. With Bocho now taking that rotation, opening lines of sight, making sure they have all of the positions of the defenders on lock. Brisk and Bev to try and clutch this up here for minions to not let it go any further. But the drone being unsuccessfully taken out, not going to be much help for that. Bocho taking a bit of a chunk over on Fluke, as Wizard now goes round to rotate, to support, to assist with that downstairs angle of attack. Possibly just going to go for a bit of an overwatch on Bev, who does deal a little bit more damage over towards that player on the downstairs. Seems to be aware that you do have Wizard up on the double window as well, but now has jumped in. Is he aware? Yes, takes the swing. Now Bocho left to clutch 1 versus 2 yet again. This time though, just might not be successful. 35 seconds left on the clock. Just more pixel angles here, Max, and well, it's not going to be. Brisk shuts it down. No double decade for Eli. It's going to be stuck on 19 as Chalet goes the way of the yellow circles. The boys in blue over on the left-hand side, and Eli definitely MVP for this map. You had a very, very convincing performance. 19 and 3, I believe the final scoreline was. 19 and 4. Either way, absolutely insane. Nearly 2 kills per round.
That's beautiful. That's
Ridiculous.
really nice. That's a beautiful number, and therefore he's done a great job for his team. I'm very curious to see how he'll do in the second map for today. But first, let's talk a little bit more about Chalet, because it was, of course, the pick from MVG. You would expect it kind of helping them, but it didn't. In the end, they only won 2 rounds, of which one was kind of given away for free by minions. So technically, we could even call it a 7-2, which looks even worse. And that's not a really good forecast for the second map of today, Clubhouse, which was picked by minions. With those that performance coming from MVG Germany, I think they need to be very worried about the second map. I really hope they can find the time right now to just talk as a team to really see how they can improve themselves. Because if they keep performing like this, things are not looking great for them. At the same time, they do have the side pick, so that could technically help them a little bit on Clubhouse. I believe they will be defending. But we have to see how things will be going.
Clubhouse is going to be difficult because it kind of plays similarly to Chalet in the way that it is kind of there are a lot of frags that you see coming through, but there is also that sort of strategy that comes into play, but mainly it does come on the side of the defense, and the attack kind of have to read into that. It's very similar to Chalet in that way, where the attack have to be very reactive to how the defenders are setting up the bomb site. So we might just see a similar result, but this time with Minions on their own map pick, you'd even give them a better advantage than they had on Chalet. So, onus is on MVG now to try and fight back, and they've got to win Clubhouse just to get it to that map number 3, and then even then Minions could still win the series.
Yeah, indeed. So before we go to Clubhouse and before we see how things will go, we're just going to have a little break here of about 5 minutes or so, a little bit longer, and then we'll be back with the second map for today. So just grab a drink, go to the toilet, grab a snack, and I will see you guys very soon. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back. We're back here. It's me. It's Uncooked. And we're still here for the second map of today, which is going to be Clubhouse. We just saw Chalet being played by these two teams. Of course, it was Minions with a 7-3 win, a very dominant win, if you ask me, even giving one round away for free. So I think the tone has been kind of set. That Minions is doing very well today, and that MVG Germany didn't really have a good first map. So second map coming up right now, Clubhouse, and we were already kind of talking off stream together, like how could this map possibly go? Like the way MVG has been playing, it doesn't spell too much good for this second map.
No, it really doesn't, especially as MVG picked Chalet, and they still lost 7-3. It was 6-1 up as well for Minions. So on their own map pick of Clubhouse, you kind of favor them to do even better than that.
Yeah.
And at that point, you start getting into, might we see even a 7-0? I know it's a bit of a controversial statement, but those are some questions that you kind of have to be asking. Do you start to see those ridiculous 7-0, 7-1 coming through, or do you reckon it will be either the same or closer? Because I'm kind of edging towards the former option there.
Yeah, like what you're saying kind of makes sense, especially if you lose already 7-3 in the first map. Like it kind of has like such an impact, such a weight on you for the second map, and that isn't too useful to hopefully win a map. So there's a decent chance that Minions will do even better, MVG Germany will do even worse, but let's not hope so. I'm really hoping that we can even eventually go to Oregon, see all 3 maps for today, but at the same time it could just be over very quickly. So yeah, Clubhouse is the next match. Right now we're back in the upper brackets. We have been in the lower bracket for the last week. So one good thing is if you lose today, it's not all over yet, because you will go to the lower bracket where you still have another chance. You'll be going to the lower bracket quarterfinals, where currently there's no one waiting yet. Friday and Sunday, the opponents will be decided for the lower bracket quarterfinals. So that's something we need to wait for. But now before we go, Clubhouse, potentially the final map. Let's hope not. I would like to see all 3.
Give me I want you to give me 2 things. First, what you think, like a prediction of the score and like who wins, and then second, what you want the score to be.
Okay, so my prediction will be, I do kind of side with you that in the end there's a good chance that MVG Germany will do better. Oh, sorry, will not do better. And Minions will do better. So I think it's 7-1. Could very much be realistic here. But of course, I would like it to be more like 5-7 in advantage of MVG Germany, bringing us to the third map for today, which then would be Oregon. I don't know. Okay, that's the same question from you.
Yeah, honestly, I agree with the 7-1, and personally, I hope we see overtime, but I still kind of want Minions to take it, mainly just because I just don't want to cast Oregon.
Yeah, true. Oregon is one of those maps we have so many times we called it even Borgen or Borgen.
Or Borgen, Snorrigan, all of those ones. But either way, yeah, I hope we get a sort of max OT. But yeah, 2-0
we'll see.
just kind of fits the storyline a bit more of Minions, coming into this league, not dropping a single map, and just I kind of want to see that storyline continue forward. But it doesn't matter, as we head over to Hanover in Germany for this very, very lovely clubhouse. Don't get too involved in the lore, because then you'll see that it's not quite so lovely after all. But
if you look into what?
If you look into the lore of Clubhouse.
Oh, the lore.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, true.
Oh, yeah. So you start to see the another knock ban. Wow, I'm shocked.
Surprising. Yeah, Nuck, of course, not being very surprising operator ban. Currently, not the most banned operator, but the most banned attacker, however. So 62 times, another one. So this is going to be 63 times. The most banned operator in general is Solis at 65 times. And we could very much see her as well. Maverick, however, that's the one that gets banned quite a lot less, but it's a very understandable ban on this map. Actually, Maverick. Yeah, he's been banned 4 times. So it's a very understandable one. Maverick can be very good on a map like Clubhouse. And with Maverick off the board, you could potentially even go for some bandit tricking, and defending walls like CCTV will become a lot easier. Oh, and there she is. Solis, like we were expecting, make it 66 banned for Solis, so for the most banned operator this season, which is just ridiculous how many times she's been banned so far.
It's a lot.
Yeah.
And I mean, it makes sense. She's a very, very strong operator. So yeah, it does you kind of expected to see her banned out this much. As the final ban comes through, that will be a mirror. So she taken off the board as well. We saw her used quite a lot on Chalet, and well, minions don't want to have to deal with that when it eventually gets down to it. And speaking of down, we're heading underneath the ground to the basement site first of all, as minions are going to take us here. And
defenders, protect your bombs from
yeah,
being defused by attackers.
Down to the basement. We're seeing a Montaigne being floated by the attack so far, and if that sticks through, you would expect to see Zello on that Monty pushing down through Dirt Tunnel eventually when the XU comes through. Aside from that, it does seem to be a very basement-focused lineup already, kind of just expecting that this is where you would go. Yeah, you've got Yana for the frag grenades, you've got a Twitch as well, just to try and counteract any sort of Kaid claws and Kaid tricks. And then both Ace and Hibana for the hard breach. Actually, we're seeing the Twitch being switched off and Yana and Buck coming through instead, which makes sense. You still have those nades, but you start to open up the vertical pressure as well. Obviously, like I said, Hibana for the hatches and Ace for that triple wall down by the main stairs. It's all very, very standard. From the attack as well, from the defense even, similar sort of thing. You have an Azami just to block those lines of sight. You have a Mozzie and an Alibi, just sort of what you want your fraggers to try and just get out on the map and find a bunch of kills. Obviously, Eli looking at them. They've got 19 picks in the 10 rounds of the first map. And then Jaeger and Kaid, pretty self-explanatory. So very standard first round here is well, Montaigne's actually pressuring on the top floor first, as Axie is going to be just pressured a little bit. Just going to fall back to construction. Eli as well, just dipping back down to those main stairs. Spotted on the drone though, just being forced into some action. But there's no one around, so this doesn't really matter.
Yeah, Decker's finally making the first entry, and even Elizard actually getting the first kill. There's another opening kill there in the favor of minions, and therefore things again are not starting off too well for the attacking team, which is MVG Germany. It's even the ace of the board. Luckily, not the only hard breach. They have plenty, as if they were somehow expecting him to lose his life. They have plenty of backups. There's of course 2 operators with secondary hard breach utility and the Hibana, as Elizard gets a second kill on Wizard. That's Diana off the board. A very good scouting operator and has great utility and a great gun. Very unfortunate to lose, but luckily Bocho with a kill there on Blaine, bringing things to 4 versus 3.
Well, that's unfortunately from a disconnect there, and Yannick finds Eli as well, which means the advantage switches to MVG as this round starts to come through. However, that Kai Claw on Moto Hatch is just going to be a little bit of a barrier, and you still have Axie upstairs as well. He's just going to be taking a slow creep around, could potentially find these picks, but just needs to hurry up because all of the attackers now made it down those main stairs. Alex is the only player left on this, on the bomb site, is actually now going down blue, called out by Yannick. Now 1 versus 3 for the Kaid, TCSG in hand. It's very difficult to get these clutches through. The C4 starts to come through, being pressured by that Montaigne as well. Just being a constant thorn in the side, constant attention grabber. Now 30 seconds on the clock for Alex to try and get that diffuser 2v down, and Zello shuts it out, spins around, 360 pistol whip. That's all it's going to be. MVG successful first round, as I don't know what we're going to have to do to try and get the player back into the lobby.
Yeah, just to be sure, we can pause the timer just to give the players a little chance. Yes, they're actually now confirming that they do want to pause here. So we're just going to wait a little bit and give them some extra time. Apparently, the player lagged out, some internet issues or connectivity issues. I'm just got to give the player a chance to rejoin. Let's just hope the player can rejoin, because this has been the cause of some rehosts in the past. And that's something I'm not looking forward to do. But yeah, so far, the first round going to MVG Germany. Again, maybe a little bit due to the disconnect of the player, because the player was still alive. But at least things are starting off in the way of MVG Germany, just like they did on Chalet.
Yeah, absolutely. We could see a very similar sort of trend here. Obviously, the sides would be switched, because on Chalet, Minions started out on the attacking side, but yeah, the way it's very unfortunate disconnect. Just gonna have to wait and see whether we can get that player back in the lobby. Otherwise, I don't know what will happen. To be completely honest.
Yeah, that will mean rehost. Of course, we need to then leave the lobby and we need to recreate the match with the score, of course, being already 0-1. Something that exactly happened last week, Wednesday, when it was Penta versus Black. But then, unfortunately, the players weren't able to rejoin as the servers of Ubisoft went offline. So let's just hope that won't be the case, that everything will be fine and the player will be able to rejoin.
I'd cry, honestly.
This evening is going to end very shortly. And talking about Black and Panther, they are currently playing still in their match.
I believe it went to OT.
Sorry?
I don't know.
So Penta, yeah, that was a 6-6 score where they're starting with, I believe. No, it's not true. That's true. It was 0-1 in the advantage of Penta. So they're on the third map for the evening. Villa, 0-1. Penta on the defense. And they won one side, which was Aviator Games, and they now need to go to Statuary.
But I believe it's in overtime on the first match. It's either in overtime or there's something wrong with the settings. It's been spotted out before they actually start playing. Just because I'm just having a little look in the match chat. It says, either way.
Just because we just need to wait a little longer. I'm just going to quickly switch to like a little pause screen, waiting screen.
We'll cut to a break.
Yes, let's just have a little break. Otherwise, the quality of content coming from me won't go any better.
No.
so let's just jump into the little waiting screen here, and hopefully we can be back very soon.
Hopefully Bev can come back.
Yes, and we'll keep you guys updated. So hopefully back soon. Bye-bye. Okay,
back.
welcome. Yeah.
Whoopee!
Woo! Luckily, the player had some trouble to rejoin the match, but luckily he's been able to rejoin, and we're back in a full 5 versus 5. It
Attackers need to
almost
locate
Indeed.
almost
bomb.
seemed like there were actually server issues, which was not allowing him to reconnect back to the game. But after several attempts, he finally was able to, and he's now back in the game. So let's hope there's not going to be any further issues, and then we can just play this match fair and square. He is still standing still, which is not looking ideal, but I just hope that's
Could just be typing in Discord sort
Yeah.
of thing. And there it is.
it could very much be.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, as in case
Obviously,
you forgot,
because also Alex is team captain, so
True.
they're going to be doing a lot of the sort of admin stuff.
10
Yeah.
seconds
as
left
well.
before insertion.
So
Yeah.
it's understandable. So we head into round 2,
5
Max.
seconds to go.
Back to the basement for minions.
Mhm.
Unfortunate
Attackers' objective is to
circumstances
locate a bomb and defuse it.
in the first round. Actually, Bev is standing still as well, I just noticed.
Mhm.
That's a player that did disconnect.
That's the player that did disconnect. Like they're not. Oh, there you go.
Okay, there we go.
He's here. Nice. Okay, he was just
Whee!
taking.
We have everyone.
He was just taking another rest, but luckily he has been able to rejoin.
Yeah.
So finally, we can actually play a fair and square match. Disadvantages are never fun, even though it
No.
could be very welcoming for MVG.
Yeah, sometimes though, if you do win at a disadvantage, you don't really feel like you earned it
Yeah,
that
true.
much. So, yeah.
Ooh,
Well,
things-
actually, starting things off strong, and look at how low Zello is, down to about 10-15 HP from all those vertical impacts. That I think there was Brisk that actually came through with them. Now pre-firing onto the breach as well. It's actually Eli who finds that swing and playing the Monte and is able to push the Monte over. The Oryx dash coming through, takes him through the wall as well, delivering another chunk of damage. Now being very aggressive out onto the window, can't connect the shots, bearing 9 out from Bocho. Can't find it as Axie takes down Yannick. It's now a 1 versus 5 Bocho in this situation. The swings come through, and it's going to be a flawless round.
Wow.
Minions bite back from that disadvantageous round 1, and well, they come back swinging here, Max.
That's exactly what they're doing.
Did
They just
anyone
do.
actually die near the bomb site? That's my question.
No, everyone died, I believe, towards CCTV,
Oh,
which
cool.
wasn't even the bomb site.
No.
So
in the
that's a very
basement.
interesting one. Also, seeing Oryx counter Monty, it's one that you don't see too often, really. So that's kind
Yeah.
of cool that we at least got to see that one again. It's been
Attackers
some
need to
time.
locate and defuse
And
as many
yeah, just a
bombs as
very
they can.
beautiful run for minions here. Really good comeback compared to the first round that we saw from them. And, yeah, with this we'll now be heading to another bomb site, which in this case is going to be Gym Master Bedroom, a very beautiful bomb site. Without the mirror, it's going to be a little bit different than we usually see, because I would say that 9 out of 10 times mirror is brought to this bomb
Yeah.
site if she's available. But yeah, of course, without the mirror, we can't. But I do think that Azami could be a very good alternative in this case.
For sure.
So yeah, with this lineup, they will be going for the defense here as well. They will be extending towards the CCTV cache area. Usually, I mean, most of the time I see teams expanding towards just the cache, but in this case, they're expanding all the way towards the CCTV, which is just fine. A rotation towards the stairs, just to make things a little bit easier. And this way, you can just waste a lot of time on the attacking team, especially if the attacking team decides to come from the eastern side, so CCTV cache. They can just waste a lot of time there. And the defenders can just fall back layer by layer, like one of those like onion-like bomb sites where you can just peel off layer by layer. But in the end, it all comes down to the actual bomb site, and the defenders have just so many opportunities to just fall back that way.
Yeah. And that's the thing about it, but also, like you mentioned about this sort of Azami mirror point earlier, obviously Azami can be used to cut off lines of sight and get yourself as a defender with some very tight and sneaky angles, so that's what we've seen that used for. The Bandit going to be countered by the nades, actually only on that left-hand side. Bev taking a look through the drone hole. Oh, could have shot the feet off that ace. We just fired a couple of shots as it comes through way too late. Breach now opened up. That's going to be walkable, which means the Montaigne of Zello won't be able to push their way through. They are aware that you have Bev playing inside the bathroom as well. Those feet holes are going to be spotted. Wizard tries to find a swing, but nothing gained. And, well, eyes now on Kanto and Axie on the downstairs. They might not even be aware of each other's positioning, as you just have the drone and watching over towards the other side. And well, there's plenty of information for the attack to go around. And that nade nearly taken down Alex, but It's actually Wizard who finds the first. Taking out Axie on that downstairs. That's your vertical kind of presence gone. And Bocho doubling down, taking out Bev. Makes it a 5 versus 3. Still have a Montaigne in hand as well, which is going to be very useful. You do have the ace going down. I'm not necessarily sure where that was. It's just such a difficult position for the attack. I mean, for the defense of minions, as Wizards finds another. It's now 2 versus 4. Still have a Montaigne. Diffuser yet to go down, but it might not matter as Eli is now the only player left in a 1 versus 5.
Yeah, I was currently playing downstairs. I believe there was even still a pre-play zone downstairs, so they should be aware of his position, and especially as he finds Wizards. He gets one more kill. It's a 1 versus 4, but his position is very much known. You already see the attackers just waiting on those main stairs, taking him out eventually, and that's another round for the attacking team. MVG Germany putting the score on 1-2. So it's a 1-2 score. MVG Germany doing much better compared to the first map of today, Chalet.
Sure.
Of course, their things started out with a 5-1 score. They did win the first rounds, but after that they lost 5 in a row. And just starting out with a 1-2 score, things are looking a little bit better for MVG, and I think they can really use this. This should really give them the motivational boost that they can really use for the remainder of this map, because they're going to need it. Because if they lose this map, they will be going to lower brackets.
Yeah, absolutely. And one thing that I don't think we've mentioned yet is if minions do win this, MVG Germany actually have a chance to go up against MVG UK, which would be a very, very interesting matchup to say the least. You have the two teams of the same org going up against each other. So Empire Esport, MVG UK. That game will be on Sunday. And actually, I'm casting that one as well. So, 2 MVG teams this week. Will be excited to cast that one. Obviously, let's keep our focus on today instead of looking towards Sunday, because that's an entire week away at this point. We don't need to worry about that just yet.
Yeah, indeed. And as the preparation phases come to an end, the action phase is now starting, and the attackers are spawning and just looking for the first way in. Again, they're trying to get the first bit of control from the strip club area. Just like we saw last time, Kanto playing down there in a very effective position, just denying any rotation down there. People trying to rotate through the bar, which has been very effective. You need to be very careful, the defenders, because I believe there's actually Axel playing here on the central stairs, but also another player, the Oryx playing here on launch, almost trying to find someone on the attackers there towards bar, but unfortunately not connecting a single shot, and therefore giving away his position.
Yeah, Eli dipping away as the Oryx does have the opportunity to take a dash, making Oryx for technically a short amount of time the fastest operator in the game, which is a very interesting proposition, as Axie actually finds the first, taking out Wizard. That's the Yana gone, nades and intel down the window, as now Kanto looks to be the next player to aggress onto that Mozzie on the main stairs, but can't get it done either. That's another crisp clean headshot for Axie on this downstairs, and it's just like MVG feeding themselves into a grinder. Bev now finding one. Zello tries to find the pre-fires with the pistol. Obviously the Montaigne not quite working out in this situation, as Axie finds a third. Possible to make it a 4K this round. Does still have a C4 in pocket as well, as it's actually Alex getting aggressive on the hatch. The nade comes down, and it's going to down Axie. C4 not going to work, and Eli actually gets a team kill there. I don't know if that was entirely purposeful. Feels like it might have just been a bit of an accidental button press, misinput, if you will. Yeah, Diffuser still surrendered. Yannick's got a lot of work to do here.
Yeah, just imagine if that C4 was actually able to be activated, and if the Mozzie just therefore didn't lose his life, then he would have been able to get the final kill there in a beautiful way, but unfortunately that was taken away from him there. So 4 versus 1 situation with just 35 seconds remaining on the clock. You could just call this a little technical timeout here for the team, as you can just use this time to just talk through strategies. But as he gets another kill, that's Blaine taken off the board. A 3 versus 1, 25 seconds. It's very unlikely that somehow Yannick will win this round, as he's just playing in strip club and just waiting here. The time is just ticking by. So let's just say they will lose this round. He might add a few kills to his kill counts, but this will be a minions round right there, putting the score on 2-2. But at least MVG is getting a little bit of time to just calm down here, just talk to things and see how they can improve and hopefully win this map. eventually.
Operators, you have run
for
out
sure.
of time.
Minions bring it back level again, but already our prediction of a 7-1 scoreline for Minions is completely thrown out the window. So yeah, that's unfortunate for us, but yeah, it doesn't really matter. If because we're casters, we're not analysts at the end of the day. We're not supposed to get predictions right.
Certainly not. Of course, we can always try. We do get to see a lot of teams play. We do get a first-person view of these teams.
Yeah.
So we do get a pretty good idea of what teams are capable of. But in the end, we never know. We don't see we don't see much of the other competitions that they're playing in, or the scrims that they're doing, the trainings they do. We just don't know what's going on behind the scenes. So you can never really truly know. But we can always only guess. So yeah, with a 2-2 score, we're just now going to head into round 5. We're going back to the basement bomb site, which was played 2 times before.
10 seconds left.
2 times? Yeah, I think it was played 2 times. Once they won it, once they lost it. The Minions going 1-1 on this.
Round 1 and round 2.
Yeah, indeed. So it's really not up to either of the teams to just win it and take the lead for this round 5.
Zello just being very cautious of the spawn peak, keeping that shield up extended, just looking towards the windows as well. They know how aggressive Minions can play, and they're certainly being cautious of that. So now drones start to come through. It looks like there might be some early pressure into the dirt tunnel here by the attack. Kanto just using the Twitch drone to take things through. Bev is actually like the only player on site here. Yannick has the diffuser. We're just going to do another bit of a drone, and yeah, site's completely empty as Brisk heading out towards Oil Pit. They're just going to open this up and be able to get this plant down. Hatch is reinforced as the Montaigne now coming through. The sound, I don't think, is going to be called out. I'm not entirely sure whether Bev is at their controller at the minute, but that's certainly going to be the call to arms now. Diffuser down in a 5 versus 5, but Eli finds the first. A lovely pre-fire from Brisk and Alex as well. They're just completely tearing them apart on this retake. Zello is still being a nuisance with this Montaigne, but very difficult to have the gun up. Bocho finds the second, however. In the meantime, not able to get the third as Eli and Bev connect. And there's the headshot coming through. It was a great plan, but not the best execution from MVG. They identified the weakness in the bomb site, but the retake just too strong. Minions hitting all of their shots there. They take the lead for the first time here on Clubhouse, 3 rounds to 2, as they have a possibility for that 4-2 half.
Yeah, this Minions retaking the lead, the one that they just need to finish things off with a 2-0 win. Certainly MVG doing better than the previous map, but unfortunately, very unfortunate round loss here. It was a very nice plan. They found an opportunity, they took the opportunity, they got the plan down really nice and quickly. Which unfortunately they weren't able to defend the bomb site, and it was in the end Minions retaking their own bomb site and going for the defuse. Now we're actually going for
information. Bev was eating apparently.
Yes, I was hearing the same thing indeed. So and yeah,
we have an update on the Penta Team Black match. It was an 8-7 victory for Penta.
Wow.
In the end, it went all the way to maximum overtime. But Penta just about closed it out, which means that Team Black gets sent home. Penta
indeed
continue forward, and we do have that similar story of the teams that came from the upper bracket quarterfinal but fell into the lower bracket, just get immediately taken out. It happened with E-Wave, it happened with Misclick, it happened with Tracky Clan, and it happens with Team Black as well.
Bev clearly has chosen the absolute worst timing to go eating. Again, he was standing AFK for the prep phase. Luckily, he's now waking up in time. But that kind of explains why he didn't hear the Monty, because the Monty, of course, was making so much noise. Barricades were being opened up. Drones were driving around. So somehow he must have noticed something. But yeah, the fact that he was eating, of course, completely explains why he was so distracted. Yeah, luckily he's now back. He's back playing. One thing is very interesting to point out is that we're playing now on the bar backstage bomb site, which is a very interesting
Yeah.
one. Or so stage bomb site, which is a very interesting one. You don't see it getting picked too often. You would kind of expect the CCTV cache bomb site being picked instead, especially with the Maverick off the board. But yeah, and Minions clearly has other plans, and I like what I see.
Yeah, personally, I think that bar stage is underrated by a lot of casters and players alike. And well, that's unlucky. Yannick caught in the reload, not even letting me finish my point as Eli gets another kill. Brisk as well. Makes it a 5 versus 3 already. Cantos also extremely low. This Montaigne pick not really working for MVG. More impact grenades come sailing through. They're just cornering this Montaigne into just having absolutely no impact in the round whatsoever. The outer shots also ring out from Alex Nordy. Gonna have to be stuck in a lengthy reload. I think it's about 15 seconds. There goes the finisher onto Kanto, gets taken down, and once again we could be staring down the barrel of a flawless round here as Zello being pressured by both Axie and the Mozzie of Eli as well. Bocho now the only player left in the situation. Hefty chunk of damage onto Eli, but doesn't even find the kill. Nezbev from above. It's flawless here. Minions close out the half. 4 rounds to 2. They're starting to build back that momentum, starting to find that aggressive, almost arrogant playstyle that we've come to know and love, and we've seen come to great success from Minions.
Yeah, Minions retaking the lead, taking the lead. They need now 2 points advantage in comparison to their opponents. And as the 6th round now ends, we will see the roll swap, meaning that Minions will now need to play as the attacking team, and MVG Germany loses their side that they picked, and will now need to be playing as the defending team. So this might spell even worse for MVG, who hasn't been doing too great on their side pick. And the fact that they now need to defense, we just need to see how they will do. Maybe things will work in their advantage somehow. That this might just turn out a little bit better. But
we've seen Clubhouse 19 times. Throughout, this is the 19th time we're seeing Clubhouse, and out of the 135 rounds played so far, 72 of those, so about 53%, have been won by the defense. So there's a little bit of favor towards that defensive side. However, it is about 50-50, so even getting 4 defenses might have been enough for Minions. And honestly, your mind kind of goes to that round number 5. They had got the plant down in the 5v5. It should have been a round win for MVG, but the retake was just way too strong for Minions. And well, if we see it be a 7-5 now, it would be exactly as that happened, a 3-3 half, kind of the standard on Clubhouse. But hey, we'll see.
Is every single member of MVG playing downstairs? Yes, they are. So every single member of MVG is currently playing downstairs, meaning the second time we'll have... Sorry?
Even the Vigil is not roaming?
I believe not. I did see... No. That's a first.
What? Well, I guess sort of why?
Yeah, it could have been a wrong pick for some reason, that the player just really doesn't want to roam and doesn't want to play Vigil and accidentally took it for some reason. Of course, you don't have the repick on the defense. But yeah, this is really going to work in the way of the attacking team. Like, they have in such a little time, they will not clear the top floor. You even see Yana running around, just being able to clear things so quickly. A Jekyll would have been even faster. With the attackers now knowing that they have full control over the top floor, they can just start putting pressure on the bomb site below. And as Bev gets the first kill on Xello, is Butcher with a kill on Blame. So it's first players down, one on each side. The Dokkaebi versus the Valkyrie. The C4 lost versus the Dokkaebi calls, which is kind of an even trade potentially. But yeah, 4 versus 4. Attackers getting further control and just looking for a way to contest the bomb site from above and eventually descend to the lower level below where the bomb site is located.
Yeah, as we start to see those hatches being opened up now as well. Pressure just continuing to mount on the bomb site. Black Eye cameras being taken out as well from above. We are going to see this vertical pressure start to come through. There's Havana opening up those hatches as well, Moto hatch being one of them. And this is going to provide a lot of utility and a lot of intel onto the bomb site. Lots of lines of sight. That is, of course, only the Gemini Replicator running down those stairs. Kanto was not about to get a free pick like that, but in this 4 versus 4, this is where that Vigil's actually going to come into play, because they don't know exactly where that operator is playing. They can probably assume that it will be back armory, but There's not really any way to fully tell. Makes it very difficult to get those pre-fires. You're going to have to rely on your game knowledge rather than anything else. Although, as I say that, it's going to be Alex taking down Wizard, who was, of course, playing on Vigil. So it's now completely even. The player on the hatch as well spots Bocho. What a shot from Axie. Shuts them down inside of Church, and now it's going to be the drop that comes through, and that's Diffuser now surrendered as Kanto finds that pick, and it's now 2 versus 2. Bev with a wallbang. Yannick just has to stay alive in these final 7 seconds because there's no time to reclaim the Diffuser. Dips away. Actually, Bev has got it, but they still need to be aware of the angle from the hatch. Yannick thought the round was done, but no, it's not over yet. Going to drop on blue, and that should be the death of them. Axie not able to hit the shot, and Yannick finds it. But Bev just has such an advantage. Yannick down to about 10 HP here in this situation. Only about 30 seconds to hop on the Diffuser. Does have a bit of a safe position, but no Thunderbird Kona stations to be able to collect it. And not aware of the position, Bev shuts it down. Minions up to 5, and MVG just falling behind yet again.
Yeah, that's another round going to minions, and that's something MVG Germany really cannot use. The defense, the role swap, the defense is again not helping yet, and just being 3 rounds behind on their opponent is not making things look any better. Currently a 5-2 score right here. Minions just being 1 point away from the match point, 2 from even winning this map, and therefore the series, or at least this BO3. And yeah, it's just really about time for MVG Germany to just wake up. They really need to start winning rounds, because if they don't start winning rounds right now, if they don't turn this into 5 versus 3, and it will become a 6-2, then it's as good as over.
Yeah.
Damn, I'm still feeling bad about how Penta Black, how the match wasn't being able to be continued on last week.
Yeah.
8-7 score, that must have been such a beautiful decider map, to be honest, because it was 0-1 when the match has to be postponed or like discontinued, and yeah, it would have just been beautiful to actually see that one actually happening. It's a lot closer than this match so far.
Yeah, absolutely. But obviously, you know, coming into this, we'd say that the odds were probably stacked against MVG. You know, this kind of proves why we've seen people claim that minions are going to win the whole season. They're just so very consistent when it comes to finding frags, but also their strategical side is also very sound, very solid. It's not like they're just trolling for kills. Although we did see that a little bit on Chalet, but at that point you're 6-1 up. I don't think it's too much of an issue, but it's not like they're just fully trolling and just playing completely wild stuff to try and get picks. It is, you know, measured, reasonable lineups. This round, however, not necessarily working out. Bev does find one in response, but Brisk and Eli already taken down inside of this map, and just going to make it a little bit more difficult. Axie now jumps in, not aware of Kanto on those red stairs. It's going to be to their detriment. Bev and Alex, just the only players left. And, well, the site is the basement, but we're seeing MVG actually go out on the roam, and look at how successful it's being. Yannick finds a second, taking down Bev, and now Alex left all alone. Does find the first onto Zello, but, I mean, this round is pretty much over.
This round could pretty much be over. However, Yannick does get found by Alex. It's in the 1 versus 2 position right now. The Azami already being halfway through her HP, so technically the gunfight could be very fast, but Kanto is being on the vertical right here. This is a very strong position for him to be in. If Hibana goes up the stairs, he will find him. If she passes the hallway, he will find him. In the end, yes, he does. On top of the stairs, Alex Nordy gets found. Gets taken out by the Jaeger, Kanto. And that's another round in there for MVG Germany, finally winning a round on their defense, the second defensive round they're having, and putting the score therefore on 5-3. And therefore, they're closing the gap and are only 2 points behind on their opponents.
I mean, it could still yet be another 4-2 half.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, we possibly do go even to overtime.
I would love
to see
that.
We are seeing CCTV cache
for the first time.
And I don't know if you were able to watch the stream yesterday or get a VOD of it or anything, but yesterday's game I got very, very annoyed at the way that teams were playing this bomb site.
Okay.
It was painful. Particularly, you had a Maverick line of sight on the breach, and people, they knew it was there, but they just kept wandering into the line of sight. And I think it was Becky was able to get 3 kills from that position. It's just like situational awareness, not great. So my opinion of this bomb site, very much tainted. I want to see MVG win here, otherwise I will just continue to not like CC, because I think I personally think it's the worst site here to defend. Obviously, bar stage, you can also make that argument, but we are seeing a lot of teams be very, very proficient in those defenses. So there you go.
Yeah, things that are certainly going to make the defense a bit more difficult is the Monty. At the same time, Xella on the Bandit is going to make the attack a bit more difficult, so we'll see how those things go. There is
Azami on rafters as well.
Yeah, and there's also the Thatcher in place, so that could certainly help. But if the Bandit is quick enough, and the attackers don't take control over the bottom floor right below him, for example, shooting an ash charge from below or throwing some nades, then the wall could technically or could possibly not be opened. Meanwhile, we do already see Monty already climbing up those carriage stairs, but Azami just completely denying him.
Yeah, this is the power of that Azami, right? It's just completely able to block that push. Again, we're seeing a Selma charge come through. C4 out's going to find a kill onto Alex, so no more 8 charges. Bev finds a trade from the window, hops in. He'll advise, though, because Kanto finds it. Brisk has got up rafters, going to apply some pressure onto the boat show. The Azami tries to find some hip fires as an aid comes through. Axie finding that kill on the Yana. And Yannick downstairs also taken down. Double digits now for Axie. Really stepping up here on Clubhouse map number 2. Wizard, though, comes up from downstairs, up through Secret. Takes down Eli. Kanto with a swing onto Axie as well, and it's now just Brisk. Montaigne, not the best operator for the job when you're trying to find these clutches.
No, certainly not. The only thing that could possibly work in his advantage is the fact that he's still full HP. We cannot say the same thing about the Jaeger. So 2 pistol shots, maybe 3 will be enough to take out the Jaeger. And then it could be 1 versus 1, but also still a C4 in play. Potentially even some hacked drones that could gather information. And this is going to be a very difficult one. He needs to find those kills. And Mont is just not the easiest one to get those with. Especially as he needs to hop through this window to make his way inside. It's not going to be ideal for him.
Yeah, no hard breach charges, so can't afford to try and troll that, and there comes a double swing. Wizard shuts it down. And MVG, yeah, it worked out. And again, I'm gonna say it, for the attack on this site, I don't get why these teams aren't bringing a Thermite. I think Thermite does such a good job of opening that breach. Obviously, then you don't have all the Selma charges being denied by 1 C4, because well, the Thermite charge, once that wall's open, it's very, very much open, and it doesn't take long to actually go off as well. If you have someone down below providing that vertical pressure, it's almost impossible to trick. I don't get why we're not seeing the Thermite.
Yeah, denying the trick, that's indeed one very crucial thing as well. Like just having an Ash below, Yana below with nades, could even give you a kill as Bennett is playing in a very vulnerable position. It's just a very important thing. Yes, the Monty is a smart pick as well to take control of the garage, because technically if you have proper garage control, you can make it very difficult to trick those walls and then open the wall pretty easily once you have taken enough control of the garage. But I just don't think things were going the way they were hoping to. Just taking control of the garage because of that Azami just took so long and made it so difficult for the Monty to push on even further.
And it was the flank from Wizard as well that really kind of was a nail in the coffin for that round, because it brought it up to the 2 versus 2, but then it meant that Eli's attention, or Axie's attention, even had to kind of be split downstairs, and well, that allowed the swing to come through on the breach from Kanto. Perfectly played there. Great coordination from Wizard and Kanto in that 2 versus 3 to actually close it out, because once you have the Montaigne in the 1 versus 2, it becomes very, very difficult. Yannick nearly called out by the exothermic, as it opens up the hole onto the other wall as well. That's the lovely thing about the thermite charges as well, and that's why they're just so strong. Yannick, though, goes for the swing, nearly finds Brisk, but doesn't go that far. Instead, decides better of it, just falls back, gets into a much safer position to watch the walk-in. And we kind of hit a standstill. You see the summer charges of Alex being used on this jacuzzi breach as Brisk continuing to prod in through construction. No drones coming through though. So there comes the swing from Yannick. Brisk down to about 10 HP. Pre-fires come through, but it's actually Eli who finds the first. Taking out Wizard. I believe that's possibly downstairs. I don't know. Maybe up through the hatch.
I'm not entirely sure either where that could have happened.
Yeah, it must have been downstairs because Eli's in billiards.
Yeah. Yeah, either way, 1 minute and 30 seconds on the clock, which is half of the round just passing by, and I don't think the Texans have too much control yet. I mean, most of them are just playing on the rooftops or still outside or just droning, so a decent time waste for the defending side, even though it ended up them losing one player. It was, however, the Thunderbirds who already did place all of the utility to just help their teammates heal themselves back up if need so. So that's a good thing. And therefore the attackers just don't have too much time to work with anymore.
Oh, brilliant take from Zello as well. Eli finds a trade downstairs, second of the round, but we do still have Calamity on the bomb site. The vertical nades coming through without much intel, just kind of guessing where the players might be. Zello finds a second as well, takes out Bev. That's a Thatcher gone, as Brisk now takes the brave decision to push in through that breach, but just decides better of it. Dips back away, only on 10 HP. Diffuser in hand is not the right situation for it. 35 seconds though on the clock. Minions starting to stall out here, and Zello from the same window finds another. Eli, Blay, and Brisk have doubled up here on the jacuzzi breach, but just might not be enough. Eli's actually pushing all the way down through main. Not aware of the shotgun from behind. Yannick shuts it down, and well, I believe we're all tied up here, Max. And overtime very much could be on the cards, but we might even see regulation victory for Molotov Gang. 3 rounds in a row, they're starting to build that momentum, starting to bite back into this game for Minions. This could very much be the first map that they have lost all season.
Ooh, that would be a nice accomplishment for MVG Germany, and MVG Germany is just doing so much better than most people expected at this point. Even us, we were talking about 7-1 score for Minions at one point. Well, clearly not happening. MVG Germany is clearly doing much better on the map. That was picked by their opponent, but they did have the side pick, even though the attack start didn't really help them that much. They only got 2 points out of it, but since they swapped to the defense, they have won 3 rounds in a row, and the defense is clearly helping them. Also, the momentum currently being on their side, so if they continue to win rounds, then they will be on match point and potentially even winning this map very soon. But at the same time, both teams are just one point away from the match points, and upcoming 2 rounds are going to be very decisive as either we're going to overtime or one team wins with a 7-5 or 5-7 score.
Yeah.
So we're now starting with the 11th round of this match. It's currently a 5-5 score. We do see one defender very sneakily just waiting here in the side entrance towards the garage of the strip club. Potentially, it's a very high traffic area. Attackers could very much enter from this position, but I do believe that Dugby is somewhat aware of the position of Wizards. Meanwhile, also Axel getting killed on Yannick. That's the Wamai losing his life, and operator you don't want to lose early on. And the question is whether Dugby is fully aware. Yes, he does seem to be perfectly aware of the position of Wizard. Does get the kill, a nice headshot with the DMR. Second defender losing his life in a very short amount of time. And this round is not starting too well for MVG, as 2 players already have lost life within the first 50 seconds.
Yeah, this is certainly not the start that you want if you're MVG, and it's only going to get worse as Eli finds Boat Show traded out by Zello. Kanto could very much take down Brisk here as well from Billiards, but no, it's not to be. The Russian SMG-12 doesn't work out. Zello is now getting very aggressive. C4 route doesn't connect. Doesn't even find Purchase any damage at all. Gets taken out by Bev. So now 1 versus 3. Kanto has to hold on to prevent the series point for Minions. It's a very good opportunity as site control is now in the hands of the attack, but guess he's not there. It's Alex with the diffuser. Has to run back, because if he dies out here on the roam, it's going to be bad. But no, Kanto does not let that happen. Just stays back a little bit now, choosing to aggress. Diffuser should get secured, and indeed there it is. Now Kanto's going to have to get his butt into gear if he wants to try and win this round. Can't even get past the first attacker. Bev shuts it down here, Max, and Minions. They get that series point and get their second attack round, and more importantly, just one more attack will be enough to secure it. But we might see overtime.
Yeah, that's also the win streak there of MVG Germany, the 3-round win streak being broken as well, which doesn't spell too much good, but at the same time, they could very much make a comeback here for at least just turn things around, win this upcoming round where they're going to Church Arsenal.
Attackers
They
need
have
to
won it
locate
before.
and defuse bombs.
So it's just a question, how will things go? If they win this round, it will indeed be a 6-6, and we will be going to overtime, where MVG gets another chance to work things around in their favor and bring things to the third map for today, which will be Oregon. But for now, all the focus, of course, will be on this round, because this could very much be the last one, or the start of a new chance.
Yeah.
As we're going to the basement bomb side, of course, the hatches are being reinforced. Kanto just going for the final hatch, and this way those will all be reinforced. Same
10
goes for the
seconds
tunnel.
insertion.
So most of the entrances are being reinforced with only the 3 corridors
5
remaining.
seconds left before
And it will
insertion.
be up to the attackers to just open as many of those holes as possible to just get
Attackers must
a
locate
good
and
opportunity
defuse the
to enter the bomb site and deny the defense from above.
Yeah, absolutely. Minions. This is their opportunity. This is their chance. Stave off another overtime, because we saw them go to OT once in the group stage, I believe.
Could very much be.
Indeed, it was against Team Izanami, actually, who didn't even make it. They came 6th in the group, and well, enough about that, because
Yeah, it's probably just a bad day.
yeah, I mean, that was on Chalet as well, and we've seen how well they can do on Chalet. So yeah, possibly just a bad day, 8-6 as well, and fairly standard game of Chalet, to be honest. So maybe not necessarily a bad day as much as it is they just weren't able to do their usual way of dismantling teams. Either way, Kanto found the opener, taking out Eli, and if you're MVG, that's the start you want, because opening death on this round, round number 12, would be absolutely catastrophic for Minions. They've now got to be the ones that find the response, find the answer, find that fight back, because otherwise, OT on the cards.
Yeah, and it's again interesting to see that MVG Germany is again just playing fully downstairs. Yes, they did get the opening kill, but the player has fallen back to the basement bomb site below. And it's just in the hands of the attacker now to just get the full top floor control, which they, I think, have realized by now that they have. And from here, they can just work on actually putting pressure on the bomb site below. This time, they took a bit longer to actually realize this compared to the first time that we saw MVG playing downstairs. So that's another good thing for MVG, and especially that opening kill is helping them even further. However, things are not over yet. There's still 1 minute on the clock. Attackers can still do a lot of damage from this moment. Wizard getting a lot of damage there, but does actually find the kill on Bev. That's the buck of the board, but an Axel with a kill on Kanto. That's the Mozzie losing his life, bringing things to a 3 versus 4.
Yeah. Alex Northy now gonna throw in some flashbangs, try and find something brisk as well. She pushing with Axie from that blue side. Alex kind of separated from the rest of the team here. 35 seconds left now for these teams as the Toxic Babes start to come through as well. Going to prevent that push into Armory. Going to prevent that generator position at all. But Brisk with a perfect kill onto Bocho. Lovely, crisp, clean headshot. But it might just not be enough because the timer continuing to tick down. Wizards taking a lot of damage. Flashbang comes through. Going to have to try and prone. And actually finds a kill onto Zello. It's all falling apart for MVG. The player in the back as well killed. And Brisk and Alex shut it down. It's a 7-5. It's a 2-0. It's a Minions game. And they go top 3 upper bracket final here in ESA Season 5.
I haven't seen that one for so long. But yeah, indeed, a beautiful, beautiful map here for Minions as well. 7-5, much closer compared to the first map that we saw for them. The 7-3 that was. But again, all that matters is actually a win in those maps. And that's exactly what Minions did here, right here. A 2-0 win, as somehow expected by many. Just not as one-sided as many thought. Like a 7-5, that's a pretty close one. It
I thought
almost
MVG
seemed like
could even win this map, to be honest.
Sorry?
So I thought MVG could even win this map.
yeah,
So,
surely. Like it almost seemed like it was going to the side of MVG. And the good thing for MVG, like we already said, this is the upper bracket, so they are not eliminated yet. They still have a chance in that lower bracket where we already kind of talked about it for a little bit. Are you okay?
my water bottle just made the weirdest noise. It just
Okay.
started squeaking at me.
I
Don't know.
don't think I was being caught on your microphone. At least I
Well,
didn't
it wasn't
notice
on
anything.
Discord, but I think I could see my little microphone like lighting up on video. So maybe
I
the stream
see.
heard that. Who knows?
Yeah, we'll see. But yeah, either way, like MVG doing much better in the second map. So I
Yeah.
do hope they will have like kind of continue this momentum in the lower brackets because that's where they're going right now. But then
Yeah.
of course there's also Team Minions proceeding to the upper brackets semifinal.
Upper bracket final.
Upper bracket finals,
They've
right? Yeah,
secured
that's
that top 3, secured at least 110 euros, which is, yeah, it's big
Yeah.
money. Let's just break down the prize pool for a little bit because
yeah, sure.
you see that upper bracket final, and even if you lose there and then lose lower bracket final, you're still in third place, and third place gets 110 euros, second place with 220, and then a
Ooh.
massive jump, first place 770
Woohoo.
euros, which is
That's
about
nice.
equivalent to $850 US, which
Yeah.
is
Hmm.
a
That's nice.
lot.
That's a nice value indeed, something you don't see too often in the console scene. So that's really, really nice. Yeah, we were already like quickly talking a bit about the bracket. Of course, Minions now proceeding into the upper bracket final. Molotov Gang Germany dropping to the lower final. Wednesday we will see Entropy Gaming versus Villain, so that will kind of decide the opponent of Minions. So that's also one thing to look out for on Wednesday. But if you also quickly look on the lower bracket as well, because that's of course where Molotov Gang Germany is now heading. They will be heading to the where you can currently see loser upper bracket round 3 M1. That's in the lower bracket quarterfinal, the second match. And they're just waiting for the match between Molotov Gang UK and Empire Esports, which will be taking place on Sunday. And the winner of that match will then be playing against Molotov Gang Germany. And like you already pointed out before, that could very much become an MVG match, as Molotov Gang UK is just one of those teams who could make it to there. It just really depends on how they will do against Empire Esports, which was previously known as Maniac Suiciders.
Yeah, but nevertheless, that will come next week. And yeah, like you said, looking ahead, Entropy Gaming versus Villains on Wednesday. That'll be you and Pooble with that one. So people get to see your beautiful, beautiful face for a second time this week. As we head back out to the bunker. Then Friday, like you mentioned, Nightwolf versus Penta. Obviously, is that match just finished, and then that big one on Sunday that decides whether we get an MVG internal, pretty much just a casted internal scrim at that point.
Yes. That would be a cool one. Like, I'm not even sure whether there's any recorded matches between those teams at all. That would be
possibly,
very interesting one to look at. Something we can look for if it even happens.
Yeah, we'll look for that before Friday. Before Sunday to see whether that's already happened or not.
But, or even if the matches actually happens, then we'll probably point it out. But for now, like we already said, on Wednesday we have another match, which was again going to be quickly forgot the bracket for a bit.
Entropy versus Villains. Then Friday, Nightwolf versus Penta. And Sunday, MVG UK versus Empire Gaming. Obviously, you don't want to miss any of those. Make sure you're tuned in to the broadcast for that. But speaking of broadcast, I think that's where this one is going to finish for us for today. Big thank you to Max, who's been, producer, spectator, and also casting as well. Whereas I just shout about video games. That's literally all I do. We've had the board behind the scenes and all the admins making sure that everything's fair and square with hand cams and the like. And also thank you to all of you wonderful viewers at home. So without further ado, that's going to be the end of our stream. We will see you on Wednesday for more ESA action. Goodbye.
Good evening, everyone. Bye-bye.